The Great Hall of the Galactic Council was huge. It could hold thousands of beings from different worlds. Today, it was full of creatures that looked nothing like each other. Some had scales, some had fur, some had skin that changed colors. They all sat in their special seats, listening to the speaker in the center. Ambassador Vexstar stood tall in the middle of the hall. He was from a race called the Kralith. His body was covered in dark green scales that had many old scars. He was 8 feet tall and had muscles that bulged under his armor. His yellow eyes swept across the crowd as he spoke. "We are the first to survive the death world called Earth," Vexstar said. His voice was deep and loud. The translation machines made sure everyone could understand him. "We are the mighty Kralith. We have conquered many worlds. We have fought the worst monsters in the galaxy, but Earth was different." The crowd listened carefully. Earth was known to all of them. It was marked as a Class 12 death world in their records. This was the highest danger level possible. No sane being would ever go there. The planet was said to be full of deadly creatures that killed without mercy. "We went to Earth in secret," Vexstar continued. "We wanted to study this death world before the humans who live there developed space travel. We knew it would be dangerous, but we are Kralith. We fear nothing." Some of the other beings in the hall nodded. The Kralith were known as great warriors. They had the best soldiers in the galaxy. Their armor was strong. Their weapons were powerful. If anyone could survive Earth, it would be them. "The monsters we faced were beyond imagination," Vexstar sighed. He pressed a button on his armor. A hologram appeared above him. It showed a large orange and black striped creature with long fangs. "This beast they call a tiger. It weighs as much as 3 Kralith warriors. Its claws can cut through metal. Its bite can crush bones." The crowd made sounds of fear and amazement. The tiger in the hologram looked terrifying. Its eyes seemed to stare right at them. Its muscles rippled as it moved through the jungle. "This tiger hunted us for days," Vexstar said. "It followed us through the thick forests. It attacked without warning. 2 of my best soldiers were wounded before we could drive it away. We had to use our strongest weapons to make it leave us alone." The hologram changed. Now it showed a massive gray creature with long curved teeth and a nose like a thick rope. It was so big it made the trees around it look small. "This monster is called an elephant," Vexstar said. "It weighs more than our battle tanks. When it charges, the ground shakes. Nothing can stop it. It destroyed our equipment and nearly killed half our team." The beings in the hall shifted in their seats. Some covered their eyes. Others leaned forward to get a better look. The elephant in the hologram was trumpeting loudly. It raised its trunk and showed its huge tusks. The elephant was angry because we came too close to its territory. Vexstar explained. "It chased us for miles. We had to climb tall rocks to escape. Even then, it tried to knock down the rocks with its trunk. We barely survived." The hologram changed again. This time it showed a group of gray creatures with sharp teeth and yellow eyes. They were howling at the moon. Their mouths were open, wide, showing their fangs. "These are called wolves," Vexstar said. "They hunt in packs. They are smart and work together. They surrounded us at night when we were tired. They attacked from all sides. We fought them for hours. The sounds they made still give me nightmares." The crowd was completely silent now. Even the bravest warriors among them looked scared. The wolves in the hologram looked like perfect killing machines. They moved like shadows through the dark forest. "We lost good soldiers to these beasts," Vexstar said. His voice became sad. "Brave Kralith who had fought in 100 battles. They were no match for Earth's monsters. But we survived. We learned their ways. We escaped their world." He stood up straighter and his voice became proud again. "We are the first and only beings to set foot on Earth and live to tell about it. We faced the most dangerous predators in the galaxy. We survived where others would have died in minutes." The hall erupted in cheers. Beings from different worlds clapped their hands, tentacles, or claws. They stood up and shouted praise for the brave Kralith. Vexstar smiled and raised his arms to accept their admiration. "This is why we are here today," Vexstar said when the noise died down. We must discuss what to do about the humans. They live on this death world with these monsters. They have somehow survived for thousands of years. But they must be weak. They must be scared creatures who hide from the predators. Many beings in the hall nodded. It made sense. How could any species be strong if they had to share their world with such terrible monsters? The humans must spend all their time running and hiding. When the humans develop space travel, Vexstar continued, they will need our protection. They will need our guidance. We should classify them as a protected species. They are probably timid creatures who know nothing about fighting or warfare. The crowd murmured agreement. It seemed logical. The humans were probably like small prey animals who had learned to hide very well. They would need the help of stronger species like the Kralith. We propose that Earth be marked as forbidden to all visitors, Vexstar said. Only the Kralith should be allowed to make contact with the humans. We understand what it means to survive among such predators. We can teach them how to be brave. The other beings talked among themselves. Many agreed with the Kralith plan. The humans would surely be grateful for help from such mighty warriors. They would probably worship the Kralith as gods. Ambassador Vexstar looked around the hall with satisfaction. His speech had gone perfectly. The other species were impressed with Kralith bravery. They would vote to put the humans under Kralith protection. It would increase Kralith power in the galaxy. As he basked in the praise of the crowd, Vexstar did not notice the small figure entering the hall through a side door. He did not see the human woman in the simple blue uniform who had been listening to his speech. He did not see her calm brown eyes or her slight smile. Captain Lisa Rodriguez stepped into the great hall of the Galactic Council. She had heard every word of the Kralith ambassador's speech. She had seen the holograms of the tigers, elephants, and wolves. She had listened to the plans to classify humanity as a protected species, and she was about to change everything. The great hall fell silent as Captain Lisa Rodriguez walked toward the center. She was much smaller than most beings in the room. At 5 feet and 6 inches tall, she looked tiny next to the massive Kralith ambassador. Her black hair was tied back in a neat style. Her brown eyes were calm and steady. She wore a simple blue uniform with no weapons or armor. The other beings in the hall stared at her with curiosity. They had never seen a human before. She looked so ordinary, so weak, so harmless. Many of them wondered how such a small creature could survive on a death world like Earth. "Excuse me," Lisa said in a clear voice. The translation machines carried her words to every corner of the hall. "I could not help but hear your speech. You said you survived Earth's predators?" Ambassador Vexstar turned to look at her. His yellow eyes narrowed as he studied the small human. He had expected humans to be even smaller and more frightened. This one seemed calm. Too calm for someone who lived with deadly monsters. "Yes, little one," Vexstar said. His voice was condescending, like an adult talking to a child. "We are the mighty Kralith. We have conquered worlds across the galaxy. We have tamed the most dangerous beasts in known space. Your death world was just another challenge for us." Lisa nodded thoughtfully. Her expression did not change. She did not seem impressed or frightened by the large alien. "That is very interesting. Which predators did you meet exactly?" "Are you doubting the word of the Kralith?" Vexstar asked. His voice became louder and more threatening. Several other Kralith soldiers moved closer to their ambassador. They were ready to defend his honor. "Not at all," Lisa said with a small smile. "I am just curious. Earth has many different animals. I would like to know which ones you encountered." Vexstar puffed out his chest with pride. He activated the hologram again. The tiger appeared above them, prowling through the jungle. "We faced the great striped hunters. They have fangs like daggers and claws like swords. They can kill with a single bite." "Ah, tigers," Lisa said. She seemed to recognize the animal. "Beautiful creatures. Very impressive hunters." The hologram changed to show the elephant again. "We fought the massive gray giants with long noses and curved tusks. They are like living mountains. They can crush anything in their path. Elephants, Lisa said with a nod. They are quite large? The biggest land animals on Earth. The hologram showed the wolves again. We battled the pack hunters that howl in the night. They work together to bring down their prey. They are cunning and ruthless. Wolves, Lisa said, smart animals. They do hunt in groups. Vexstar was pleased. The humans seemed to understand how dangerous these creatures were. She was probably amazed that the Kralith had survived encounters with such monsters. We are the first beings to face these predators and live, Vexstar declared. No other species in the galaxy could have survived what we survived. We are the greatest warriors in known space. Lisa's smile grew a little wider. For some reason, this made several beings in the hall feel uncomfortable. There was something about her expression that did not match her small size and harmless appearance. You are very brave, Lisa said. Fighting tigers, elephants, and wolves is no easy task. I have great respect for anyone who can survive such encounters. Vexstar nodded proudly. Finally, the human was showing proper respect for Kralith superiority. When your species develops space travel, we will protect you. We understand what it means to survive among such predators. We can teach you to be strong like us. That is very kind of you, Lisa said. Her voice was still calm and friendly. But I think there might be something you do not understand about Earth's animals. What could a primitive human possibly know? That we do not? Vexstar scoffed. We are advanced beings who have traveled the stars. You are just beginning to understand your own world. Lisa pulled out a small device from her pocket. It looked like a flat rectangle with a glowing screen. This is what we call a tablet. It contains information about Earth's animals. May I show you something? Several beings in the hall leaned forward with interest. They wanted to see human technology. It was probably very simple compared to their own devices. The animals you met, Lisa said as she activated the tablet, they are not really our predators. They are more like our neighbors. The hall erupted in confused murmurs. How could such dangerous creatures be neighbors? The Kralith soldiers looked at each other with uncertainty. Their ambassador had described these beasts as deadly monsters. I know this might be hard to believe, Lisa continued, but tigers actually avoid humans. They are shy animals that prefer to stay away from people. If one attacked you, you probably wandered into its territory by accident. The tablet projected a new image. It showed a tiger lying peacefully in the shade of a tree. Human researchers were nearby, taking photographs. The tiger ignored them completely. This is a wildlife sanctuary on Earth, Lisa explained. Scientists study tigers there. The tigers are used to humans. They do not see us as threats or prey. Vexstar stared at the image. This was not the savage monster he had fought. This tiger looked calm and relaxed. It seemed almost lazy. But it attacked us, Vexstar protested. It hunted us through the jungle. It tried to kill us. Tigers are territorial, Lisa said. They defend their hunting grounds from intruders. If you came too close to its cubs or its food, it would see you as a threat. It was protecting itself and its family. The image changed to show elephants. But these elephants were different from the one in Vexstar's hologram. These elephants were surrounded by humans. Children were feeding them grass. Adults were touching their trunks. Elephants are gentle animals, Lisa said. They are herbivores, which means they only eat plants. They do not hunt other animals. They are actually very intelligent and emotional. They can recognize themselves in mirrors. They mourn their dead. But it charged at us, Vexstar said. His voice was less confident now. It tried to trample us. Elephants are protective of their herds, Lisa explained. If you got too close to their babies or made them feel threatened, they would chase you away. They were not trying to hunt you. They were trying to protect their families. The image changed again. Now it showed wolves, but these wolves were different too. They were playing with humans. Some were even licking human faces. These are wolves, Lisa said. But we call them dogs now. They are our companions. Our friends? We have lived together for thousands of years. Vextar's jaw dropped. The savage pack hunters he had fought were related to these friendly creatures? It seemed impossible. The wolves that attacked you were probably protecting their territory. Lisa continued. They saw you as invaders. They were doing what any parent would do when strangers threatened their home. The hall was completely silent now. The other beings stared at the images on Lisa's tablet. The animals looked so different from the monsters in Vextar's holograms. They looked almost harmless. You survived encounters with these animals? Lisa sighed, and that is impressive. But you did not meet Earth's real predators. Vextar felt a chill run down his spine. His scales began to change color slightly, a sign of fear in his species. What do you mean? Lisa's smile became something that made the huge alien warrior take a step backward. You met the friendly ones. The words hung in the air like a death sentence. Every being in the hall felt a sudden sense of dread. If tigers, elephants, and wolves were the friendly animals, what were the real predators like? Captain Lisa Rodriguez stood in the center of the great hall, surrounded by beings who could crush her with one hand. But somehow she was the most frightening creature in the room. The great hall was so quiet that Lisa could hear the breathing of hundreds of different beings. Ambassador Vextar stood frozen in place. His yellow eyes were wide with confusion and growing fear. The other Krala soldiers moved closer to their leader, but they seemed uncertain. Friendly ones? Vextar repeated. His voice was quieter now. Those beasts nearly killed half my expedition team. Oh, I believe you, Lisa said. Her voice was calm and understanding. I'm sure it was very frightening. But you need to understand something about Earth's animals. The creatures you met are not really predators. At least not predators that hunt humans. She touched her tablet again. The image changed to show a tiger walking through tall grass. But this time there were numbers and information around the image. This is a Bengal tiger. It weighs about 400 pounds. It is a very good hunter. But tigers are shy animals. They avoid humans when possible. The crowd listened carefully. Many beings leaned forward to see the information better. The tiger looked dangerous, but the data showed something different. Tigers are what we call solitary hunters, Lisa continued. They like to be alone. They mark their territory and stay in the same area for years. If you walked into tiger territory, the tiger would smell you long before you saw it. Most of the time, it would just leave. But it attacked us, Vextar insisted. It hunted us for days. That means you probably got very close to something important, Lisa explained. Maybe tiger cubs. Maybe it's kill. Tigers are good parents. They will fight to protect their babies just like any parent would. The image changed to show a mother. Tiger with two small cubs. The cubs were playing while the mother watched them carefully. They looked almost cute, not scary at all. Tiger cubs stay with their mothers for about 2 years, Lisa said. During that time, the mother tiger will attack anything that threatens them. She is not being evil. She's being a good mother. Several beings in the hall made soft sounds. They understood protecting children. Every species in the galaxy had parental instincts. The image changed to show an elephant. But this elephant was different from the angry one in Vextar's hologram. This elephant was using its trunk to help a baby elephant walk. Other elephants surrounded them, touching the baby gently. Elephants are herbivores, Lisa said. That means they only eat plants, grass, leaves, bark from trees. They do not hunt other animals. They do not eat meat. They're actually very peaceful animals. Peaceful? Vextar sounded shocked. That monster charged at us like a war machine. Elephants live in family groups, Lisa explained. The mothers, daughters, and babies stay together their whole lives. The males leave when they grow up, but the females never leave their families. They love each other very much. The image showed elephants touching each other with their trunks. They were making soft rumbling sounds. Baby elephants played between the legs of the adults. Elephants are very smart, Lisa continued. They can recognize themselves in mirrors. They use tools. They have been seen covering dead elephants with leaves and branches. They seemed to understand death and sadness. Many beings in the hall were surprised. They had not expected Earth animals to be so intelligent and emotional. If an elephant charged at you, Lisa said, it was probably protecting its family. Elephants can live for 70 years. They have long memories. They remember friends and enemies. If you threatened their babies, they would remember you as dangerous. The image changed again. Now it showed wolves, but these wolves were not howling at the moon. They were lying peacefully near a fire. Humans sat nearby, cooking food. The wolves looked calm and comfortable. Wolves, Lisa said, are the ancestors of our best friends. Best friends? Vexstar's voice cracked slightly. We call them dogs now, Lisa said with a warm smile. Thousands of years ago, some wolves started living with humans. Over time, they changed. They became smaller and friendlier. They learned to understand human emotions and signals. The image showed different types of dogs. Some were big, some were small, some had long hair, some had short hair. All of them looked happy and friendly. This is Max, Lisa said, pointing to a golden-colored dog in the image. He belongs to my neighbor back home in Colorado. Max weighs about 60 pounds. He loves to play fetch and swim in the lake. He sleeps on the couch and steals food from the kitchen counter. Some beings in the hall made sounds that might have been laughter. The dog did not look threatening at all. Max would probably lick you to death before he would bite you, Lisa said. He loves meeting new people. He gets excited when strangers come to the house. But the wolves that attacked us were vicious, Vexstar protested. They surrounded us. They worked together to hunt us. Wild wolves are different from dogs, Lisa agreed. They are still predators, but they usually hunt deer, elk, and other large animals. They avoid humans when possible. If they attacked you, you were probably near their den or their food? The image showed wolves hunting a deer. They worked together just like Vexstar had described. But after the hunt, the image showed them playing with their cubs and caring for their pack. Wolves are very social animals, Lisa said. They live in families called packs. They take care of their young together. They have complex social rules. They are actually very similar to humans in many ways. The hall was completely silent now. The beings stared at the images on Lisa's tablet. The animals looked so different from the monsters in Vexstar's holograms. You see, Lisa said, her voice becoming more serious, the animals you met are not really predators. They are just animals trying to live their lives. They hunt for food, protect their families, and raise their young. They are not evil. They are not monsters. They are just trying to survive. But they are so dangerous, Vexstar said weakly. They can be dangerous if you threaten them, Lisa agreed. But so can any parent protecting their children. So can any animal defending its home. The key is understanding them and respecting them. Lisa looked around the hall at all the different beings. You survived encounters with tigers, elephants, and wolves. That is impressive. But you did not meet Earth's real predators. You did not meet the animals that actually hunt humans. The temperature in the hall seemed to drop. Every being felt a chill run through their body. Vexstar's scales were now clearly changing color. Other beings were making nervous sounds. What are Earth's real predators? Someone in the crowd asked. The voice was barely a whisper. Lisa's expression changed. Her friendly smile faded. Her calm brown eyes became cold and serious. When she spoke, her voice was quiet but somehow filled the entire hall. Let me tell you about the real hunters, she said. Let me tell you about the creatures that actually kill humans. The great hall held its breath as Captain Lisa Rodriguez prepared to reveal the true horrors of Earth. Lisa touched her tablet and the image changed. The friendly animals disappeared. In their place appeared something that made every being in the hall step backward. It was a massive reptile with thick, armor-like skin and jaws full of sharp teeth. This is a saltwater crocodile, Lisa said. Her voice was calm but somehow more frightening than before. It can grow to 20 feet long and weigh over 2,000 pounds. Its bite force is stronger than a car crusher. It can snap a human in half with one bite. The image showed the crocodile floating in muddy water. Only its eyes and the top of its head were visible. It looked like a floating log until it suddenly exploded out of the water to catch a bird. Crocodiles are perfect killing machines, Lisa continued. They have not changed for millions of years because they do not need to change. They are already perfect at what they do. They can hold their breath for over an hour. They can run faster than most humans can sprint, and they are smart. Vexstar stared at the image. This creature looked more dangerous than anything he had fought on Earth. We never saw anything like this. Crocodiles learn your habits, Lisa said. They watch where you go to get water. They remember what time you come, then they wait. They can stay perfectly still for hours just waiting for you to get close enough. The image changed to show an even more terrifying sight. A massive gray shape moved through dark blue water. It was easily twice the size of the crocodile. This is a great white shark, Lisa said. 15 feet of pure predator. It can smell one drop of blood in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. It can sense the electrical signals from your heartbeat. It can launch itself completely out of the water when it attacks. The beings in the hall made sounds of terror. Several smaller creatures hid behind larger ones. The shark in the image looked like something from their worst nightmares. Sharks have been killing for 400 million years, Lisa explained. They survived the extinction that killed the dinosaurs. They have survived ice ages and asteroid impacts. They are the ultimate ocean predator. The image showed a shark attacking. Its jaws opened wide, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth. The attack was so fast it was almost impossible to see. But those are the big predators, Lisa said. The really dangerous ones are much smaller. The image changed to show something that looked almost beautiful. It was a jellyfish that seemed to glow with soft blue light. It moved gracefully through the water like a floating flower. This is a box jellyfish, Lisa said. It is nearly invisible in the water. One touch from its tentacles can kill a full-grown human in 4 minutes. The pain is so intense that most people go into shock and drown before the poison even kills them. Several beings in the hall covered their eyes. The beautiful creature suddenly seemed more terrifying than the shark. There is no cure for box jellyfish poison, Lisa continued. Once you are stung, you can only hope to survive long enough to get help. Most people do not. The image changed to show an even smaller creature. It was a tiny octopus with bright blue rings on its skin. It looked harmless, almost cute. This is a blue-ringed octopus, Lisa said. It is smaller than my hand, but it has enough poison to kill 26 adult humans. Its bite is so small you might not even feel it. But within minutes, you cannot breathe. You cannot move. You are completely paralyzed but still conscious. The hall was now completely silent except for the sound of nervous breathing. Even the mighty Krala soldiers looked frightened. The octopus poison has no cure, Lisa said. You stay paralyzed for hours. You cannot speak. You cannot signal for help. You can only wait and hope that someone finds you before you die. The image changed again. This time it showed something. So small it was hard to see. It was a tiny flying insect with thin wings. This is a mosquito, Lisa said. It weighs almost nothing. You can kill it with one finger. But mosquitoes kill more humans every year than any other animal on Earth. How? Someone in the crowd whispered. They carry diseases, Lisa explained. Malaria, dengue fever, yellow fever, Zika virus. When a mosquito bites you, it can inject deadly sickness into your blood. These diseases have killed millions of humans. Throughout history, the image showed a map of Earth with red dots marking disease outbreaks. There were thousands of dots covering every continent. Mosquitoes are everywhere on Earth, Lisa said. They breed in any standing water. They can smell human blood from miles away. They are attracted to the heat of your body and the carbon dioxide you breathe out. The image changed to show something even more frightening. It was a microscopic view of tiny creatures that looked like alien monsters. They had tentacles, spikes, and strange shapes. These are bacteria and viruses, Lisa said. They are so small you cannot see them without special equipment. But they can kill you from inside your own body? The microscopic creatures moved and multiplied on the screen. They looked like an invading army. Every breath you take brings millions of these organisms into your body, Lisa continued. Most are harmless, but some can cause pneumonia, tuberculosis, Ebola, or dozens of other deadly diseases. They evolve constantly, becoming stronger and more dangerous. The hall was filled with the sounds of fear. Beings were checking their own, breathing, suddenly aware of the invisible dangers around them. But here is the most important thing, Lisa said. Her voice became even more serious. All of these predators, all of these dangers are just part of life on Earth. We live with them every day. We swim in waters with sharks. We walk through forests with venomous snakes. We breathe air full of deadly microorganisms. How do you survive? Vexstar asked. His voice was barely a whisper. We learned, Lisa said simply. We studied them. We understood them. We found ways to protect ourselves. We created medicines to fight diseases. We built shelters to keep us safe. We developed technology to detect danger. The image changed to show humans swimming with sharks in metal cages. Other humans were handling venomous snakes with special tools. Scientists were studying deadly viruses in secure laboratories. We did not just survive Earth's predators, Lisa said. We learned to coexist with them. We turned them from enemies into subjects of study. We found ways to use their own weapons against them. The beings in the hall stared at the images. Humans looked so small and weak compared to the deadly creatures around them, but somehow they were not afraid. You want to know what the most dangerous predator on Earth is? Lisa asked. Her voice dropped to almost a whisper, but somehow every being in the hall heard her clearly. The hall waited in complete silence. Even the sound of breathing seemed to stop. Lisa looked around at all the different species. Her calm brown eyes seemed to see into their souls. When she spoke, her words changed everything. The most dangerous predator on Earth is us. The words hung in the air like a death sentence. Every being in the Great Hall felt a chill that reached into their bones. Ambassador Vexstar took another step backward. His yellow eyes were wide with something that looked like terror. Us? He? Whispered. Lisa nodded slowly. Her tablet showed a new image. It was humans, but not the peaceful scientists from before. These humans wore armor and carried weapons. They moved in organized groups across battlefields. Humans are the apex predator of Earth, Lisa said. Her voice was quiet but filled the enormous hall. We did not just survive our world, we conquered it. We did not adapt to our environment, we made our environment adapt to us. The image showed human cities spreading across landscapes. Forests disappeared and were replaced with concrete and steel. Rivers were redirected, mountains were carved away for mining. We took the pack-hunting strategies of wolves and improved them, Lisa continued. We learned to communicate across vast distances. We developed tactics that let small groups defeat much larger enemies. We created weapons that could kill from miles away. The image showed human soldiers using radios to coordinate attacks. They moved with precision that no animal pack could match. Their weapons fired projectiles faster than any natural predator could move. We studied the persistence hunting of our ancestors, Lisa said. Early humans could chase prey for days until the animals collapsed from exhaustion. We kept that endurance but added vehicles that never get tired. We can pursue our enemies across continents and oceans. The image showed human ships crossing vast oceans. Airplanes flew through clouds. Trucks moved across deserts. No terrain could stop human pursuit. We learned stealth from the big cats, Lisa explained. Then we perfected it. We created camouflage that makes us invisible. We developed technology that hides us from every sense. We can strike without warning from any direction. The image showed soldiers who seemed to appear and disappear like ghosts. Their equipment made them nearly impossible to detect. They moved through enemy territory without being seen. We studied the chemistry of venomous creatures, Lisa said. Then we created poisons that are far worse. We developed weapons that could kill millions of people with a single deployment. We learned to turn the very air into a weapon. The beings in the hall were making sounds of fear now. Some were backing toward the exits, others seemed frozen in place. We learned about flight from birds, Lisa continued. Then we built machines that could carry death from the skies. We created flying weapons that could destroy entire cities. We turned the heavens themselves into a battlefield. The image showed human aircraft dropping bombs. Missiles streaked through the sky. The destruction was beyond anything the alien species had ever imagined. But our greatest weapon, Lisa said, is our mind. We are the only species on Earth that fights wars against itself and learns from every battle. We study our own failures and become stronger. The image changed to show something that made even the bravest warriors in the hall step backward. It showed human history. Wars, battles, conflicts that spanned thousands of years. My great-grandfather fought in what we call World War II, Lisa said. Her voice became personal, more intimate. 60 million humans died in 6 years. We did that to ourselves. We killed 60 million of our own species in less time than it takes for a human child to grow up. The numbers appeared on the screen. 60 million deaths. The scale was beyond comprehension for most species in the galaxy. For comparison, Lisa continued, all of Earth's natural predators combined kill maybe a few thousand humans per year. Sharks kill about 10 humans annually. Tigers kill about 50. Crocodiles kill about 1,000. But we kill 60 million of ourselves in 6 years during one war. And that was not even our worst war. We have been fighting each other for our entire history. The image showed weapons of incredible destruction. Bombs that could destroy entire cities in seconds. Weapons that could poison the land for generations. Technology that could end all life on a planet. We are not a protected species, Lisa said. Her voice was now cold and final. We are not prey animals that need guidance. We are the species that looked at a world full of deadly predators and said we could do better. Then we proved it. She looked directly at Vexstar. The massive alien warrior was now pressed against the wall behind him. His scales had turned a pale color that indicated extreme fear. You survived tigers, elephants, and wolves, Lisa said. That is genuinely impressive. Those animals can be dangerous when threatened, but you did not meet Earth's real predators. You met the animals we allow to share our world because we choose to let them live. The hall was so quiet that the sound of heartbeats seemed loud. Hundreds of different species stared at the small human woman in the center of the room. We could have killed every tiger on Earth, Lisa continued. We could have destroyed every elephant herd. We could have hunted every wolf pack to extinction. We have the technology and the ability, but we choose not to. Why? Someone in the crowd whispered. Because we learned something that most predators never learn, Lisa said. We learned that being the strongest does not mean you have to destroy everything weaker than you. We learned that a true apex predator protects its environment instead of destroying it. The image changed to show humans protecting animals. Scientists were saving endangered species. Park rangers were fighting poachers. Humans were working to heal the damage they had caused. We made mistakes, Lisa admitted. We almost destroyed our own world through war and pollution. But we learned from those mistakes. We are trying to do better. She looked around the hall at all the different alien species. The tigers, elephants, and wolves you met are still alive because we decided they should live. The forests they live in still exist because we protect them. The oceans the sharks swim in are still clean because we work to keep them that way. Lisa's tablet clicked off. She stood in the center of the great hall, somehow seeming to fill the entire space despite her small size. Now, she said, with a smile that would haunt the dreams of every being present, shall we discuss humanity's application? To join the Galactic Council as equals? The silence that followed lasted for several minutes. Ambassador Vexstar of the mighty Kralef stared at the small human woman. Then, for the first time in his military career, he did something that shocked everyone present. He knelt down on one knee and bowed his head. We withdraw our proposal, he said quietly. Humans do not need our protection. The vote to accept humanity as a full member of the Galactic Council was unanimous. The motion to classify Earth as a quarantine world instead of a death world passed by a vote of 46 to 1. Only one species voted against it, claiming that Earth should be classified as something even more dangerous. The Kralith delegation left the system that same day. They were in such a hurry that they forgot to file a flight plan. As Captain Lisa Rodriguez walked out of the Great Hall, she sent a message back to Earth. It was short and simple. First contact successful. They seem nice. I think we will get along just fine. The rest of the galaxy was not entirely sure they agreed.